Good morning, everybody. What's going on? This one's for all my gardeners out there. Today we're going to talk about 3 more flowers that you can have in your garden to maximize your floral exposure. And the first one we're going to talk about is Clatonia virginica. The second one we're going to talk about is it's a Narcissus or daffodils. And then we're also going to touch on, lastly, is the Siberian squills. And these are the 3 most recent flowers I've seen since the departure of Aranthus hymalis. So let's get into it. Here we go. Here's a nice Clatonia virginica. I'll have to come back here to get some seeds when it's done and ready. And then maybe I can send some off to you, so you can have your own Clatonia virginica. And this is really nice right here. This little patch of grass. I'm in the woods by North School, where I grew up, out here in Sycamore, Illinois. And well, here's what we got going on right here. These are the Clatonia virginicas. So as you can see, they're pink with like a purple stripe in the center of each of the petals. I'm claiming this one for science, alright? So I'm gonna go ahead and rip that guy up and we're gonna dissect. So as you can see, there's stamens and stigma in there. It's a foggy day out here. The birds are chirping. It's a good day to be a bird, a bad day to be a worm. Right at the bottom of there is probably where the seeds are gonna grow once this flower gets pollinated. There's another plant that's coming up right next to the Clatonia virginicas that I just noticed when I went down to get a good look at them. So this plant, these, I don't know what they are right now, but they're pretty. That's kind of nice. That's nice. Look at that. That's a nice plant. A nice Midwestern, Northern Illinois plant. So yeah, plant some Clatonia virginica, a native plant, in your garden instead of grass. And it's growing right next to the creeping Charlie. And this stuff's invasive, man. My parents, I've been pulling this stuff out of our garden for years. It's an ongoing, endless battle. It comes from Europe. It smells. Speaking of invasive plants, this plant, it's got a garlicky smell. It's invasive. I try and pull it when I see it because it just takes off so early. It covers the native plant. The light that the native plants are getting, like this one, grinds my gears, man. I want to see the native plants take off. Find yourself some garlic mustard, dry it out, eat it. You're gonna smell like an onion or garlic after eating it, but you'll survive. Just like the Clatonia virginica, put it in your mouth, you'll survive. Know what you put in your mouth before it goes there, including what you get from the grocery store. Thanks for tuning in. That's Clatonia virginica. We're here at the Elwood House. Shouts out to the DeKalb Park District. And would you just look at that? We got the daffodils. We got the Siberian squills. The purple ones are the Siberian squills. Interestingly enough, they are in the asparagus family. Asparagaceae. There it is. There it is. There he goes. That looks, I think that was a European honeybee. And these are also not native. They've got a bulbous root that they grow from perennially. They seem to thrive in like a deciduous forested area, and they got a sweet smell to them as well. Would you look at the backside of these guys? That is insane. They look so nice. Oh, buddy. So these look like they've opened up a little more. So we got 1 stamen, 5 stigma, and 5 petals. That's nice. And I bet you that's a fruit starting to mature right there. Ready to spread its seeds. One thing about the the virginica plants that I was telling you about earlier, their seeds, they are spread by ants. Check it out. So, I don't know how these seeds are dispersed, but they are being crawled on by ants right now. Another virginica plant, some bluebells that I showed you earlier, they are just getting ready to pop off. Look at that honeybee. He's got something on him. What's going on there, bud? What you got on your leg? Oh, he fell. Careful. And he gone. So that's Siberian squill. And these daffodils also grow from a bulb. Another perennial plant. The genus is Narcissus. And there's many different variations of this style of flower. They smell incredible, nice and sweet. I'm not sure how they're pollinated, but it looks like a bee would fly in there, or a human would stick his schnoz in there. You can see some of the pollen that's fallen from the stamens onto the petal. Kind of seems like it's one whole petal and then 6 petaloids. Petaloids they're called tepals for this corona. Just a carpet of purple. The Scilla siberica, Siberian squills, and Narcissus. Yeah, it's a beautiful day to be out here at the Elwood house. There are leaves and stems. We got low concentrations of fructans and glucomanans. Another thing that's interesting is depending on this plant's life cycle, the alkaloids it contains are going to be different. People love to cultivate these. They can be used in perfume as well. Bonus cuts. You know how I was talking about ripping on Creeping Charlie earlier? Check out the full frontal. Oh yeah. It's just chilling out here. Sitting on a little mound, soaking in the sun, showing off its flowers. I think now's the right time to use the word peduncle. Check that out. Looks like we got a little stamen action going on right there, and bet you there's a stigma in the back of that little hole. Bet you there's just enough room for a little fly or a bee to scoot its little butt in there and cause that little stigma to brush up on or that stamen to brush up on the stigma that could be buried in there. And then skadoosh, you got Creeping Charlie babies. Brought to you by, oh yeah, check it out. Brought to you, Creeping Charlie babies, brought to you by the European honeybee. Sticking his proboscis, trying to get a hit of nectar. Probing the nectar. Nectar probe. Man. Butterfly alert. And it's gone. And it's back. Is it? Right there. He's warming up in the sun, getting a nice fly on. Or she. He or she. Beautiful. What's your role in all this? What kind of flowers do you like, huh? Want to show me what kind of flowers you like? So that I can tell all my gardener friends out there what they need to plant in order to attract you? Gone. Full frontal. I just want you to take a minute and maybe go outside, breathe in the air, breathe in the sun, breathe in the birds, the butterflies, the